I will quickly show you guys how you can find cheap expired domains, then rebuild it and make that as your backlink if you are gonna rank a website. So for instance, you have your main website, for example, in one of my directory website right here, and it's actually getting pretty good traffic. It is just pretty new. So as you can see right here, the past 28 days, it started to grow steadily and we are getting 78 organic clicks. Hopefully by the next 3 to 6 months, we will see some more organic clicks. And this is just a small listing, like around 300 or less than 300 fence contractors, because this is a targeted niche, just related all about fence. And one more right here, which we can see some steady growth, is this directory churches, Australia. So you can see we've got around 7 clicks a day, 10 clicks, average of around between 10 clicks a day and about 300 impressions. So it is also growing steadily. Now, going back to our topic, if you want to increase the traffic and have Google trust your websites, doesn't matter if it's a directory website or a blog website or your micro SaaS, you can explore buying backlinks, which cost around index C. If you're going to purchase backlinks from here, it will cost you about 95 per backlink, single link right here. So, well, I don't know, this could work if you have some extra budget to do that and you have more premium here, which costs around 110 per backlink. And the promise is you could potentially gain some traction from Google. It's not instant. Remember guys, when you buy a backlink, don't expect to have result overnight. It's still gonna take a month because it needs to be reflected in Google's eyes. Now, if you are on a tight budget like me, I used to go to expired domain. So here in expired domains, I am going to browse, let's say for example, .com to see whether there's a potential backlinks that I can recreate. All right, so I'm gonna rebuild the domain, create that as proper site, rebuild the pages that we're ranking, and once they got indexed, I'm gonna put the link to my directory website or blog website, whichever. All right, so you need to arrange the columns right here so that you don't get confused. By default, it will have more than 15 columns. So you're gonna go to column manager, and this is what you should enable, the SEMrush keywords, so that you will know if the bar domains that you're going to look at will have some keywords in the past. But that's not the only case, so I'm going to show you. So we'll take this. Once you sorted that, highest keywords will be on the top. So let's say this one. It's got, I'm not sure, you need to check the ranking keywords from this website. So first, you're going to copy the domain. So as you can see here, it's just got dropped 2 days ago. It's available. So what I'm going to do for checking the domain rating, I go to this free backlink checker of Ahref. Now you're going to check this. As you can see, it's got 0 domain rating, so probably not worth buying, but still, it will be cheap because when you click that on, when you check that on NameZillow, it will just be 17.29, and you can check my coupon code below, so you can get additional $1 off. So if it doesn't have any backlink, any domain rating, what you can do is to check whether you can rank for some certain keywords by using another free keyword tool. Well, this is paid, but I'm using the free trial. You can also do that. Check the link below if you need a free trial of SEMrush. So here we're going to check if these were ranking in the past. So you can see there's a big drop. So there could be some shady thing happening in this domain. So you can have another look. So let's browse the domain here and come up with something related to your niche. This one right here, Dodge Durango. I think that's a model of brand of Dodge type of. I'm not so sure because I know Dodge is a car, but I'm not familiar what's Durango. Well, anyway, you can check again if this has some domain rating. Check the backlinks. So you can see right here, it's got 27. And here you can see whether it's been manipulated. You can have a look. Now let's see what type of keywords that were ranking in the past. So currently we've got 78 keywords. So this is normal if you see drop because it's an expired domain and has not been renewed for some time. So there will be some drop. But what you can do is as long as their keywords ranking, that means it hasn't been penalized yet, totally demolished by Google, still been recognized. You just need to rebuild this pretty easy. You can see it's got 27 domain rating here, and you've got keywords here. These are decent keywords that you can rebuild as blog, as content. So there are a bunch of them. So look at the topic right here, 2025 Dodge Durango wheel. You can relate this if you have our directory, for example, car auto repair or our sales. So you can do that. So here in Keepa Scraper, if you check the listing related to car, so you can see here car repair, car dealer, car wash. If you're gonna create a directory exactly like this, car rental dealer, there's lots of opportunities and you're gonna scrape the data right here. So you can use this to scrape your data, just like what I did in Fence Contractors and Church. And you're gonna purchase this expired domain, which won't cost you that much. Gonna be rebuild this. And this domain already has domain rating of 27. So when you rebuild these keywords and start getting them indexed on Google, you can start adding links to your directory website or a blog website. And you get instant backlink with domain rating 27. You may not get all the 27 domain rating. Maybe it will distribute, instead of having your new directory with 0 domain rating, it may start with 5 or 10, and you get a pretty decent backlink without spending that much. Well, you can experiment. You can stretch your budget further. You can buy a 3 to 5 expired domains and experiment, and you can repeat the process just like that. So let's see if we can find some more. So this expired domain right here, Southwest Air Hub. So I think this was a booking flight agency. Yep. Now let's see if it's got some domain rating. It's got some few. It's got 5 domain rating. So if you're gonna start building a directory, let's say for example, here's travel agency right there. So you don't start with 0 domain rating, right? And there are a bunch of them, so you can play around. This is free. I've got a bunch of tutorials how you can find expired domains here, and I've got tutorials how you can rebuild them. You can just check the resources in the description below and how you're gonna build. You want to start a directory like this, so you can check also the tutorial ad listed below. I think that's the information I wanted to share with you. You can also go with actually .top here. If you check .top, you can see there are a bunch of .top domains. So if you're gonna sort this, so we've got here grupos.top, so you can see here make offer. So this could be a really good domain. So if we're gonna check this, if this already has domain rating, look at this, it's got 34, but I think something shady is happening with this. It's got a bunch of backlinks. I won't go ahead with that. So get something decent. So here we've got something available here, which is 123movies.go. I think this was some R-rated movies before. Don't do that. But if you're gonna do this in a correct way, let's say you're gonna link this to cinema directory. So let's see. Yeah, there's a bunch of cinema or movie theater. Then you're good to go. Don't go with some pirate movies that you're gonna upload in the website. It won't last that long. Anyway, let's see if this has got some rating. 0, so I think it's not worth. But why I'm searching that top? Because here, when you gonna buy anything that, let's say for example this one, and you search this will only cost you 1.88. It's really cheap. So suppose you found something that's worth buying the 1.88 and has some domain rating, you can use that as your backlink. So look at this cool text top. It's been selling for 1,000 USD. But let's see if it has got some domain rating. And look at this, it's got 27, but I'm not sure if this is worth $1,000. But anyway, let's check the keywords that are ranking here. They've got 58, and it's all about manipulating or editing text. I'm not so sure if that's worth the $1,000, so we can check some more. And I think that's about it, guys. So you can also have the directory and see whether they've got some ratings. So voices directory. You can have some pin code directory. Look at this, something interesting. Let's see if it has got domain rating 0.2. Nothing special on that domain right there. You can play around and browse something it could be potential backlink for you to build instead of buying some more expensive backlinks. But if there's nothing wrong like buying some backlinks that will work for at least $100 per link, make sure they're gonna work. I can't tell because I haven't tried buying them. I don't have enough budget to do that. But anyway, hope you get something from this video and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. See you on the next one.